And we are live. What's going on, family? What's happening today? Hope everybody having a beautiful day. Hope everybody day who started early was beautiful and it continue to be a wonderful day, blissful day. Okay. So what we're going to talk about today is what is nutrient dense. What is nutrient dense? And this is a very important topic because I've been really, doing my best with trying to get this message across and really doing my best with getting us to understand that it's time now. It's time that we look at proper nutrition and the way we go about food in a different way, in a different manner. Um, what I'm going to do is give you the breakdown and the understanding of certain nutrients that we definitely need. And it doesn't matter if you're vegan, doesn't matter if you're plant-based, it doesn't matter if you eat meat, it doesn't matter if you're vegetarian, pescatarian, it really doesn't matter. It's seven key nutrients that we are all suffering from worldwide. So what I will be doing today is breaking down those seven and just really getting you to understand how you can go about staying sufficient in these seven key nutrients. Because again, doesn't matter who you are, these seven key nutrients, the world, okay, in totality, the world is somewhat in some shape or form, is somebody percentages wise. Of course, there's going to vary between depending on who's suffering, who's sufficient from this, who's sufficient from that. The numbers, the percentages are going to vary. Okay. So we're not here to do that today, break down the percentages and things of that nature. But one thing I can tell you is when it comes to B12, when it comes to iron, women definitely, because of the simple fact that they need more than we do and they go through a cycle, we already know that they're deficient in iron more than men and they're deficient in B12 more than men. Okay. So what I would be doing is I would just be pointing out these seven key nutrients and I'm gonna give y'all a proper perspective on how to go about getting the nutrients that you need to be sufficient and not deficient. So I'm a pretty much bring y'all into my life and just show you guys how I go about it and what I had to come up with the understanding of. Okay. So without further ado, without further ado, let me go on a little commercial break. Y'all give me a second. Waiting for some more people to come in. Okay. So again, what is nutrient then? This is what we're going to talk about today. Um, what I was going to say. What I was going to say. Before I get into the topic, before I get into this discussion, I want everybody, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Alkaline Environment. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Alkaline Environment. Please, if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook at Alkaline Environment. Follow us on Instagram at Alkaline Environment. And also follow us on Twitter at Alkaline Environment. Everything Alkaline Environment. When you see that black logo with the orange in it, with the key lime in it, that color. When you see that color, that's us. Okay, that's how you know y'all on the right page. So again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Alkaline Environment. At Alkaline Environment, and again, please be aware of what's about to take place. Do not be reactive or reactionary on it in regards to the COVID, influenza, the flu season. Throughout this fall, throughout this winter, they're going to try to tie the two. So I'm going to be talking about that every chance I get. We have wonderful products for that. Please check out the site. It is alkalineenvironment.com. Again, the website is alkalineenvironment.com. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox us. Feel free to DM us. It doesn't matter. We will quickly respond and we'll answer all your questions. Okay. But we have wonderful products, the elderberry tea, the elderberry herbs, the knockout tea. We got marshmallow root. That's also good for cold and flu. And we also have the baobab powder. That's good for it. So that's what's going on. So so let's do it like this because I'm gonna be talking a lot. I'm gonna be talking a lot, and hopefully you guys, you know, stick with me through the entire video. If not, that's okay. But this is very important information. So over my 4 to 5 years, okay, 4 to 5 years of changing my habits, changing my lifestyle, and changing my diet. Um, I went through it. Okay, I went through a lot. I went through the trial and error. I went through all the obstacles. And one thing that I noticed in the beginning of my journey is when I dedicated my my energy to learning what Dr. Sebi, rest in paradise, Dr. Sebi, when I dedicated my energy to learning what Dr. Sebi was putting out, um, I knew it was going to be challenging. I knew it. I knew that, but I had to just stick with it because I knew I needed change. I was at a crossroad, and I said to myself, "Okay, I need to make a decision whether I want to live or if I want to live in a situation where in the world where I'm on medication at an early age, and I'm always stressed out, with anxiety and depression and things of that nature. So I had to make a decision. So I went forward with the teachings of Dr. Sebi. So what I first started doing was I started taking his products, and I didn't really know too much, okay, because I didn't have anybody helping me. I didn't have anybody like teaching me and things of that nature. So I didn't really know much. So it was a lot of trial and error. Okay, it was a lot of trial and error. And I started taking, matter of fact, I started eating off the food guide. Okay. I went off the food guide and I couldn't really find too much of this food. Whole Foods became my best friend because Whole Foods had pretty much 80% of what his food guide consists of. So I did that, stuck with it, and it's just something just told me to keep going. Because you get to that point in your life, and you like, man, this I don't know, this ain't working. What is there to eat and things of that nature. Now, mind you, now this is 2014. It's not like how it is now, where you have so many different vegan alternatives and stuff like that. So, I'm just going with the punches. I'm just keep going. I get knocked down, keep going. Um, so start eating out the food guide, and then what I noticed was I was losing the weight, with exercising and things of that nature because I was doing other things. So I was losing the weight, but I was losing the weight in a way where it ain't look like I didn't look fit. I didn't look healthy. And what I found out was that Dr. Sebi, what he was putting out there, you had to do both. Okay. You can not only just eat the food from the food guide, you also had to take the products. And that's what I had to figure out. So after a while, because I was like 165 pounds, the smallest I ever been in my adult years. And I was like, yo, this crazy. I love that I lost the weight, but I don't look and don't feel like um energized, like I have my energy, like I have my nutrients. I felt malnourished. So I said, okay, well, let me start taking the products. So once I started taking the products, I seen that both for the both of the food guy and taking the products, they coincide with each other. And I figured that out. I was like, whoa, okay. And you may say to yourself, well, that's common sense. But I mean, at that time, I wasn't really, thinking that way. So I started taking both. Well, I started doing both. I started taking the products, and then I started eating the food. And I seen that I was, feeling a little bit more better. So I can tell right then and there the products, with the nutrients and everything was making me feel good and feel healthy and look healthy. And I was actually getting my nutrients. I was, getting becoming more sufficient in certain nutrients and things of that nature. So that was something I had to learn early on. So as I, got further into my journey a couple of years later, I was saying to myself, like, okay, I gotta figure this out because it's not like me. I'm not a big cooker. I don't really cook that much. Okay, so I was like, I gotta figure this out. But one thing I kept running into was when you go vegan, it's hard to find this, it's hard to find that, and some of that stuff is true. Okay, so I was like, well, if I'm not a big cook, I can't just eat out every day. That's a no. And I was like, it ain't too many vegan options, vegan restaurants and things of that nature. So I was like, yo, I have to find a product. I have to find something that's nutrient dense. Okay. I had to find something that's nutrient dense. So what is nutrient dense? Nutrient dense is a food. Okay. It's a food that's high in nutrients, but that also contains what? Minerals, vitamins, proteins, right? Complex carbohydrates, and also healthy fats. So that's what nutrient dense is. Nutrient dense are foods that's high in minerals, okay? Also vitamins, proteins, all right? Complex carbohydrates, and also healthy fats. That's what nutrient dense is. So I said to myself, okay, I gotta find some foods that's nutrient dense. This is crazy on this day. So I was saying to myself, I gotta find some foods that's nutrient dense. So that's what I kept doing. And what I did was I stumbled across KT the Arts degree. I stumbled across KT the Arts degree. KT the Arts degree is basically the son of Dr. Sebi. So all he did was took the baton and he kept going. He took the baton for Dr. Sebi after Dr. Sebi transitioned and he kept going. That's basically what he did. So I started, getting mentored by him and things of that nature. And what I found out was I was like, yo, this man is very educated. Like he know his stuff. So he started pointing out certain products that you should get that has this and that has that and that has that. So all this stuff started making sense to me because what was happening was um all this stuff started making sense to me because what I found out was that hello, I done got distracted, y'all. Sorry about that. So yeah, so all this stuff started making sense to me because when I was doing my research, everything I kept stumbling across was, okay, you need to get this and you need to get that and you need to get this nutrient, you need to get that nutrient. So it was making sense because I'm like, okay, every time I do my research, this is the very thing that he's telling me that he's talking about. I'm running across it. And I'm like, wow, this is dope. So so eventually what started happening was I started to buy the products that he was selling. I started to buy the products that he was selling. And that right there, it changed my perspective on like how we should go about food. It changed my perspective because the thing that what I started to understand was you feed your cells. That's what it basically comes down to. It comes down to you feeding your cells. So whenever you eat food, the primary goal always, okay, for your body is to extract and assimilate. Okay, to extract and assimilate. That's the primary goal for your body. Your body is trying to take in whatever that it is that you ate, extract the minerals, the nutrients from it, and assimilate. All right, get it inside your blood, to get it inside your cells, to fuel your body and make sure that you're healthy. Continue to build, continue to repair, okay, and to continue to grow. That's the main job. So basically when we eat food, okay, we put more burden on our bodies, especially when we eat certain type of foods that's void of certain nutrients. We put more burden on our body because the number one utilization of energy is digestion. You have to understand that. That's very important to understand. So every time you eat something that's void of certain nutrients, like fiber, okay, you're putting more pressure. You're applying more pressure on your body. You're giving your body too many jobs to do, okay, or too big of a job to do. And what I found out was what was pretty interesting. It was like, yo, we only, depending on what we eat, we probably only digest or get out of it. We only probably get 60% of whatever it is that we're digesting. So how can you ever expect to get the most, okay, the most nutrients out or all of the nutrients out of whatever it is that you ate if you are are defecating, okay, or passing through your stool 60%. 60% of it, what you ate is waste. So I started to really understand that, and I was like, okay, this is not making sense. So as I, got further into my research and I started, watching my mentors and listening to other people, and I was like, yo, these people must be up on game. They must know something. I kept stumbling across the depletion of the soil, the depletion of the soil, the depletion of the soil. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, our soil is depleted. That's very important because if we have a depletion going on in our soil, then that means that we are going to miss key nutrients. Okay, we're going to miss key nutrients. One in particular is B12 because B12 is primarily found in soil. Okay, but the soil is depleted. Why? Because traditional farming pretty much no longer exists. Okay, everything now is sprayed, everything is chemicalized, everything is glyphosate, GMO, ready Roundup. That's what they do, and the animals are raised in factories. Okay, and they are not even given their natural diets. Okay, so they don't roam free. They're not in the wild. So most of the animals that human beings eat, okay, are treated in a very very ill way. They are slaughtered. They're not eating the foods that they naturally eat. Okay, they're not eating their natural diets, and that's when I figured that out. I was like, okay, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem heading towards the future. All right. So even in the present time, I said this is going to be a problem. So I said, okay, well, since I keep running across certain articles and certain statistics that say, well, when you go vegan, when you go plant based, you lose this and you lose that, or you may be, you may not find this and find that. I said, okay, I have to find a way to become sufficient in all my nutrients because the last thing I want to do is start something I feel that is good, something that I'm passionate about, and because I can't find the right products or the right foods, I have to stray away from it because I don't want to become ill. So that's the last thing I wanted to do. So I'm gonna say this before I say what I gotta say. Anybody who are looking to go on the plant-based lifestyle, if you want to go vegan or something like that, please seek, okay, seek advice for somebody who's been doing it for a while. Okay, please seek advice for somebody who's been doing it for a while because you can be doing more harm than good when you decide that you want to go vegan and stuff like that. Okay, if you don't know what you're doing. Luckily, luckily, again, we do have a lot of vegan alternatives and people who understand supplementation, people who do understand that, people who do understand that the soil is depleted. Luckily, we do have that now. Wait, this is crazy. This never happens. They outside to go outside, and this man stops right in front. Ah, gotta keep pushing though. This is what I mean. When you face adversity. So, please seek advice. Please seek professional advice or somebody who just been vegan and plant based for a while. Please seek that advice because you could be doing yourself uh, more harm than good. Okay, so when So the thing was, I was like, okay, I gotta find something. I gotta find something that really will help me, along my journey. And that's what I kept doing. I lost train of thought. So so when you go vegan, you just gotta make sure that you know what you're doing. But again, everybody is deficient in something. All right. So what I did was I continued to learn and be mentored and stuff like that. I figured out that it was certain things that was going to be missing in the vegan diet and things of that nature, and I just wanted to know what I had to do to cover everything. So it kept me, as I kept learning, it kept me going on my journey, and that's what it was. So so what I started doing is I started taking certain products. And when I started taking certain products, what I would do is I would make sure that I would only get products that are nutrient dense. Okay. And another thing I was looking into was the bioavailability of that particular product. Because like I just said earlier, most of the food that we eat, we only get a percentage of that. Okay. We only assimilate, not intake, we only assimilate a certain percentage of that, and the rest goes to waste. So that was another thing that I figured out. I was like, okay, well, if I could get a product that is pretty much 90 to 99% bioavailable, then that's gonna allow me to be better off. Because anytime you eat something and you want to be sufficient in something, or you're deficient in something, you have to look for a product, or food that's at least you're gonna get at least 90% of that. And what that means is, if I put a particular food in me, okay, whether it be in a powder form or whatever it is, and it's 99% bioavailable, that means nothing goes to waste. Everything is absorbed. Everything is absorbed. And that's how you want to look at it. That's how you want to go about it. So you want nutrients. So this is the key points to take away. You want nutrient dense foods, okay? You want nutrient dense foods, and you want 99% bioavailability. That's what you want. Remember those two. You want nutrient dense foods, and you want 99% bioavailability from those actual foods. This is how you're going to avoid being deficient in something. This is how you're going to avoid being deficient in these key nutrients that I'm about to show you guys. This is how you're going to avoid that. And this is how you got to go about, to me, this is how you go about properly eating, okay, and getting everything that you need to get in. So here's the thing. So when I figured this out, I was like, yo, I'm good now. All I got to do is stay stocked on certain products, and I'm running it. So let me show y'all. This is one of them. This is one of them. This is from KT the Arts Degree. Okay, this is the duckweed powder. You see that? This is from KT the Arts Degree, the duckweed powder. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. So that way I could get you guys to get a better understanding of what I mean. Right. So this right here, this is the same product, right? So this is it right here. This is the duckweed. This is the one we always showing in the AM on IG. So it says right here, it's 59.99. But the thing is, you gotta catch him when he put it out. When he put it on sale, when he put it for purchase, you gotta catch him. So it's a first come first serve type situation. So rich in vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and micronutrients. Okay. It has 45 to 90% protein, plant protein, which is more essential, which is pretty much branch chain amino acids. Okay, it has the B12 in there. Okay, and it has fiber in there. They go to fiber nine there. Got the iron in there. It got the calcium in there. It got the omega-3s in there. It's got the polyphenols in there. Okay. It got chlorophyll in there. It got all that in there. So when I say nutrient dense, this is what I'm talking about. It's vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, micronutrients, proteins. You got the fiber in there. You got the omega-3s in there. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Nutrient dense. So basically, it's like this. Once I take this in the AM, very important to understand, family. Once I take this in the AM, what happens is I now put those seven. I'm gonna show you the seven. I now put those seven key nutrients in my body that we need on a daily basis that most of the world is deficient in. Okay, I put that in my body every day. So that way I make sure I'm covered. This is so important to understand. So I would take some sea moss. I would take some sea moss. I would take a key lime or a lemon. Okay. Then I would take the baobab. I would take all of those and then I will mix it up together in some spring water. I would heat it up, get it warm, and then mix that up in some spring water in a 16-ounce glass jar. Okay. Then I would drink 8 ounces of it, and then I give the other eight to the queen. Okay. And that's how we do it every AM. So therefore, we got our seven, okay, key nutrients that most of the world in some form or shape are deficient in. But these are very, very key nutrients. You could be, if you're deficient in some of these nutrients, listen, this can be a life or death situation. Like literally, this can be a life or death situation, especially with iron, especially with B12. Those two deals directly with the blood, your DNA, your red blood cells, your brain, okay, the electricity that pumps through your brain. You need these nutrients. So if you're suffering, if you're deficient in iron, you're deficient in B12, this can literally be the reason for you going back to your creator. This is not a joke. And most people that a lot of people that I know are deficient in them. So let me show you, right? My bad, my bad, my bad. Hold on. What this thing got? Oh, okay, so let me show you right here. So what I was doing was one day I was trying to figure this out because every time I'm looking at veganism, vegan that, it's always got to say, oh well, if you go vegan, you may not get this nutrient, or you may not get this, and you may not get that. So I was trying my best to separate it from people who still eat meat, who still eat, intake flesh, and the people who, vegan and vegetarian. But this kept popping up. So I was like, yo, this is a worldwide thing. This is just not people who, decide to go vegan, they're gonna be deficient in this nutrient. No, no, no. This is a worldwide thing. And the reason why is because what I stated earlier, the soil is depleted. Okay, the soil is depleted, is very depleted because we no longer go through the traditional farming, and everything is sprayed with some form of pesticide, some form of of chemical, whether it be glyphosate, okay, ready Roundup. That's just the way it is. So that being the case, we're not getting the top minerals from the soil that we need. So the top nutrients, I'm sorry, from the soil that we need. So this is the problem that we're facing in this world today. All right. So you got seven nutrients deficiencies that are look at the title. It's a seven nutrients deficiencies that are incredibly common. Okay, this is for everybody. This is for everybody. So we're gonna just go to the list. Let's look at number one, iron deficiency. Iron is an essential mineral. It's a large component of your red blood cells, which what binds with hemoglobin and transport oxygen, to your cells. So you don't have the proper supply of oxygen flowing through your body, you're gonna be fatigued, you're gonna be tired. Okay, your iron is low, your immune system is low, and that right there opens up a situation for all type of diseases to flourish. Simple as that. Okay. All right. So iron deficiency is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies in the world, affecting more than 25% of people worldwide. Okay. This number rises, okay, to 47% in preschool children. Unless they are given iron rich or iron fortified foods, they are very likely to lack iron. That's because of the soil depletion. Okay. Around 30% of menstruating women, right, may be deficient as well due to a monthly blood loss, like I said earlier. And up to 42% of young pregnant women may be deficient as well. Okay. And then this is where it come in with the vegans and vegetarians. All right. Because we, plants have the non-heme and meat has the heme. All right. That's the difference. But so here, right here, they're telling you like, no matter who you like, no matter what you do, whether you vegan or you're not, everybody is suffering from it. All right. Okay. Let me see some. So we're gonna go down to the see. So the severity of this stuff when you deficient in iron. Iron deficiency is very common, especially among young women, children, and vegetarians. Right, and may cause anemia, fatigue, a weakened immune system, and impaired right brain function. No joke. Now let's go down to iodine deficiency. Okay, that's for your thyroid gland. You need it. All right, so let's read this. Iodine deficiency is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies affecting nearly a third of the world population. Come on, man, that's a lot of people. Okay. Um, if you're deficient in iron, it can what increase the heart rate, shortness of breath, weight gain. For children, okay, some serious links. It may cause what mental retardation, right? And development abnormalities, right? No, abnormalities, right? Okay. Sorry, I screwed that word up. So, iodine is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies in the world. It may cause enlargement of the thyroid gland. Severe iodine deficiency can cause mental retardation, right? And development abnormalities in children. All right. So you got vitamin D. Vitamin D is another one, but we get that from the sun. But if you're deficient in vitamin D, you may experience muscle weakness, bone loss, okay, or an increased risk of fractures, things of that nature. Also, vitamin D deficiency play a role in reduce immune function and it can increase the risk of cancer. This stuff is no joke, but you get majority of that from the sun. Okay, it's no joke. So you got the vitamin B12 deficiency that I was telling you about. Okay, it's a water soluble vitamin. It's essential for blood formation as well as brain and nerve function. Very important to understand. It's essential for blood formation and as well as brain and nerve function. Okay, every cell in your body needs B12 to function normally, but your body is unable to produce it. But your body is unable to produce it, right? Therefore, you must get it from food or supplements. Why? Because it used to be in the soil. It used to be in the soil, but since they sprayed the air so much, okay. And again, they sprayed it. They do what they do to the soil is depleted. It used to be in the water too, but the water so chemicalized now is depleted. Okay. Um, and it'll tell you right here, B12 is only found in sufficient amounts of animal foods, all those certain types of seaweeds. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Okay. So it's very, very, very important to understand this stuff. Calcium. Let's see what they're talking about for calcium. We already know calcium for the bones. All right. Every cell needs calcium. And we already know it's for your heart, your muscles, your nerves. So you deficient in these key nutrients, dog, you got a problem. You got a problem. Nobody want to be walking around here with a bad heart. Nobody want to be walking around here with with weak muscles and your nerves all over the place. That's anxiety. That's depression. Okay, that's stress. You know, you don't want to be dealing with that. Okay, the calcium concentration in your blood is tightly regulated, and any excess is stored in the bones. Okay, if your intake is lacking, your bones will release calcium. So if you deficient in calcium, your bones will release it. And if you don't find a way to become sufficient in calcium, okay, after a while you will get brittle bones, right? Your bones become very fragile, very brittle, and they can break easily. That's why most of our elders go through that. Okay. So, okay, some studies demonstrate an increased risk of heart disease in people taking calcium supplements. All right. Although other studies have found no effects. Okay. So look, low calcium is very common, especially in women of all ages and older adults. The main symptom of calcium deficiency is an increased risk of osteoporosis, right, later in life. Vitamin A, that's another one. But look at this. It's an essential fat soluble, okay? Healthy fats. It helps form and maintain healthy skin, teeth, bones, and cell membranes. Very important. Cell membranes protect you from viruses. Okay. Furthermore, it produces eye pigments, which is necessary for your vision. Deficient in vitamin A, bro, your eyes may go blind. Like this is very serious stuff, and this is what the people worldwide are, experiencing. All right. This is what people are experiencing, right? Now, I want y'all to keep in mind that I'm plant based, okay? So every time you see one of these vitamins, these nutrients, you'll see that they always say it's found in animal, okay? But then it'll say this type is found in plant based foods like fruit. So it'll always say it's found in animals, and then it may say, well, you probably could find it in plants, or you may not find it in plants and stuff like that, okay? So it's always gonna say that, just to throw that out there. But I'm gonna tell you how I go about, dealing with this stuff. Okay. Because this and it's crazy because it's like my lack of cooking, my lack of cooking, it led to this. Like me having to figure this stuff out. Because if I was a cooker, and even though I'm not a cooker, right? I still eat different variety of plant-based foods. So I get it in. Don't get me wrong. But if I was a cooker, then every day I would be trying to figure out a new meal, a new dish, and things of that nature. Like I'd be going through all the fruits, all the veggies, all the greens. Like I'd be doing it because when you go vegetarian, when you go vegan, this is something like you have to take into consideration because you want to get all your nutrients. So you have to eat a variety of different plant-based foods. You can't just stick with one thing and then that's it. Another thing is a lot of people, come turn into starchitarians, which is not good. Okay, starchitarian will lead you to a road of destruction. All right, and again, you will be worse off. You feel me? Than good. You'll be, you know what I'm saying? It can do you more harm than good. All right. So the last one is magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is a key mineral in your body, essential for bone and teeth structure. Also involved in more than 300 enzyme reactions. 300. Let's do this. We're gonna look at enzyme, right? A substance produced. What is an enzyme? A substance produced, right, by a living organism which acts as a catalyst to bring a specific biochemical reaction. Okay. Most enzymes are proteins with large complex molecules whose action depends on their particular molecule shape. Some enzymes control reactions within cells, and some, such as the enzymes involved in digestion outside of them. Okay. So, again, very important minerals, very important nutrients that you need. You know, if it's involved in more than 300 enzyme reactions, like that's something really, really important to take, pay attention to. So you're talking again, digestion, right? And you're talking cell function and things of that nature. So if you lacking magnesium, which you shouldn't, like you can be in some trouble. All right, you could be in some trouble, and it could be things going on in your body that you don't even really like understand why. Like you like, yo, why I'm feeling this way, and it could be that you low in magnesium, like you're deficient in magnesium. Okay. Low intake in blood levels of magnesium are associated with several conditions, including type 2 diabetes, oh my God, metabolic syndrome, heart disease, and osteoporosis. Okay. Okay. Low levels are particularly common. It's common among hospitalized patients. Some studies found that between 65% of them are deficient. Okay. Deficiency may be caused by disease, drug use, reduced digestive function, and inadequate magnesium intake. All right. The main symptoms of severe magnesium deficiency include abnormal heart rhythm, muscle cramps, restless leg syndrome, fatigue, and migraines. So if you're suffering from migraines, it's probably because you deficient. It's probably because you deficient in magnesium. Probably that you're deficient in that. You feel what I'm saying? All right. That's probably what it is. So here you have it, family. Let's go through this list again. So you got iron, iodine, vitamin D, okay, vitamin B12, calcium, vitamin A, and magnesium, right? All seven. Very, very, very important to understand. Okay? Very important to understand. So you don't want to be deficient in these key nutrients. You really don't. Because it can be a life or death situation. And that's just being real. So to pretty much conclude, I'm gonna close this out by explaining to you guys how we should go about this stuff. And it's more I want to talk about, but for the time's sake, I'm not gonna go into it too much. But I'm gonna show you again. So this right here, this product right here, right? This product right here, marine phytoplankton. Okay, marine phytoplankton. This product right here, this green stuff right here. You see that? This green stuff right here, right? And this too. When I discovered these, that it was a wrap. Now, marine phytoplankton has every every nutrient that I just listed. The iron, the iodine, okay, the vitamin D. Well, it really don't have vitamin D, but it can help absorb the vitamin D. And it pretty much does because it's a fat. So yeah, it has it. Okay. Vitamin B12, which is very rare. Okay. I don't care because if you even if you still eating meat, bro, like trust me, they may have it listed, but I'm telling you, most of these meats are deficient in these nutrients. It has the calcium, okay, and it has the vitamin A, and also the magnesium. Now, like I said earlier, nutrient dense. Like I said earlier, nutrient dense means what? High in nutrients, vitamins, minerals, proteins, complex carbohydrates, and what else? Healthy fats. That's what I said. That's what nutrient dense is. So let's do this. So magnesium is a mineral, right? Vitamin A, that's a vitamin. calcium, mineral, vitamin B12. I don't have to say that. It says it for you. Vitamin D, okay, it's a fat, get it from the sun. Iodine, mineral, right? Iron, mineral. So this is how you, this is what it is. So if you, again, this is how this stuff goes. So if you consume a food that's nutrient dense, and it's not too many foods that's nutrient dense, okay, containing all of those ingredients that I said. It's not too many foods like that. So once you consume a food that's nutrient dense, like this bad boy, that has all of these nutrients in it, that makes your life much, much more better. It makes your life a little bit more easier. So that's what nutrient dense is. And when they say complex carbohydrates, to give you an example what complex carbohydrates is, that's like your peas, your grains, things of that nature. Okay, your peas and your grains, and it is the same thing. It breaks down as glucose and turn it to energy for your body. That's basically what it is. And healthy fats are your omega-3s, omega-6s. When you hear anything about ALA, EPA, DHA, okay, when you hear those terms, monounsaturated, saturated, trans, this is what they talk about with fats, okay? Omega-6, omega-9, that's what they talk about with fats. So you want healthy fats. You definitely want omega-3s, okay? This has it in the marine phytoplankton has that in there, okay? It has it in there. Sorry. So this is what they're talking about. So again, once I consume that in the AM, I got all my nutrients that I need, because all the nutrients that the world is deficient in, especially women, as we can see, is inside of them. So I don't have to worry about anything. So I take that in the AM. Once I take that in the AM, I can eat whatever it is that I want to eat throughout the day. Makes sense? So if I want to eat whatever it is that I want to eat, I can eat whatever it is that I desire. So what happens essentially is that now I don't have to be worried, because this is the type of person I am. I'm the type of person, I'm eating for the sustenance. Like, what is it in that food that can provide me with sustenance? Because every day I want to wake up. I want to wake up and feel energized. Like, I want to do that. And I know if my iron levels drop, that ain't going to happen. Okay? I know if I'm deficient in magnesium, that may not happen. Okay? If I know I'm deficient in iodine, that ain't going to happen. So that's the entire goal. The entire goal is to make sure you're sufficient in these key nutrients, so that way you can wake up every day feeling, energized, ready to go, pumped and ready to go. So I don't have time to be sitting up here, trying to cook this food, cook that food, try to get that in there, I ain't got time for that. Okay, I don't have time for that. So my primary goal is to eat, all right, get a product that is nutrient dense. Get a product that is nutrient dense, and then consume that. I don't have to worry about nothing else that day, right? And I could go about my business. That's what it's about. But see, the thing is this: most people don't know this stuff. Most people who still, if you still consume flesh, most people don't know that the food is very depleted. Okay, the nutrients are very depleted. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that the soil was depleted. Most people don't know that. And it's okay, because that's why I'm here, to tell y'all, to teach y'all, things of that nature. But most people don't know that a lot of food that they eat are just empty calories, meaning that it is going to make you fat, but it's not going to make you, sufficient. Okay. And that's why that's the reason for the hunger, the starvation, right? That's the reason for this stuff, because Your body is, it needs these minerals, it needs these nutrients, and it's trying to constantly fill the void. And it knows that it needs the food to fill the void. So your body is trying to to basically, you feel me, get what it lacks. And trying to that's what it is. So now you know, you go all day like, damn, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Yeah, because that food you ate didn't have no iron in it, or it didn't have a certain mineral in it, okay, or a certain enzyme in it, or a certain protein in it. So now you, oh, I need something. Okay, you see what I'm saying? When you take stuff like this, you don't have to worry about that, because now your body, boom, I'm good. Okay, you gave me everything I need. All right, you can go about your day. You can have fun, and that's how that goes. So this is the way we have to look at food from here on out. It's not all about, like, I know we eat for the taste. I know we love that shit, because I do too. You feel me? I love food. I really do. But I'm not for to let it slave me. I'm not for to let it control me. I'm not going to let it take over me. I'm not going to do that. Okay? So I train myself, very disciplined when it comes to it, and it is what it is. And once you start eating healthier foods, you will create a situation in your body and mentally that you will crave for those foods. Like, I always crave for a mango. I don't know why. I want a mango. Like, every day I want a mango. Okay? That's because I've had I practice, okay, consistently, this train of thought, and I ate this. I eat these fruits over and over and over. So now that's what my body requires. That's what my body wants. Okay, and that's what makes me satisfied. Okay, so I want a mango. I want a mango, and all the other foods, I eat that later. You know, it is what it is. It's like, okay, I asked the queen, hey, you gonna cook? She said, yeah, okay, that's cool. You gonna cook? I eat the food, but it's not like, damn, man, I'm like dying of starvation, or I'm just, damn, man, I need, nah. So that's what it's about, family. Getting the nutrient dense foods in your system, so that way you could become sufficient. Once you become sufficient, okay, and you do it consistently on a constant basis, then now you can go and eat, whatever it is that you like, okay? And you don't have to worry about it. This is going to keep you away from the hospital. This is going to keep you away from the doctors. This is going to keep you away from this stuff, okay, as long as you possibly can. All right? We shouldn't have to worry about running around with all these different type of illnesses. It's crazy. You do regular exercise, okay? Um, Again, get out there and meditate, get out there and sun gaze, get out there and sunbathe, do your grounding, you feel me? Drink your clean water, right? Again, exercise, eat right, get you adequate amount of sleep, okay? Read books, do yoga, things of that nature. Go to the beach, right? Get inside that water, things of that nature, and you eat right, you eat the proper foods, and trust me, you think you having fun. You'll really be having fun when you start implementing all these things that I'm telling you into your life. You really start having fun. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's the proper way of eating. This is how we got to go about it. And you'll see that you won't have the desire, okay, that desire of eating all this and eating all that. It will eventually go away. So you won't overindulge. You feel me? It won't be gluttony. Okay, you just be eating just to eat, and you'll make better choices, wiser choices, and you will feel better. You know how good it feels to, like, if you try it, man, just try it for 5 days. Try 5 days eating something plant based, no later than, I want to say, 5:30. No later than 5:30. Let 5:30 be your last meal, and eat something very healthy. Okay. Watch in 5 days. Watch, you're gonna witness the difference. You're gonna witness the difference between your energy from when you was eating the way you was eating versus eating that way. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be amazed. Like, you're gonna wake up with so much energy, you don't even know what to do with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, it's so amazing how the body feels. You feel me? When you eat lighter, when you cut off, certain times that you eat, like when you really have a cutoff time to where you eat, and you eat plant-based foods that's derived from the sun, okay, and plants, and you eat something very healthy, and you cut it off at like 9. I mean on 6, like I said, 4:30, 5:30, and you wake up in the AM, and you're gonna feel a difference. Just try that. But anyways, I've been on here almost an hour. I'm long-winded as hell. But this is a lot of information. There's more to it that I ain't even cover, but it is what it is. We'll talk about it some other time. But I just want to share that with y'all family. Sorry for the distraction early. That was that was weird, man. That was weird. I don't know the last time I seen Buddy come. I wanted to switch up the scenery a little bit, come outside, do something a little different. Sorry about that. So, but I hope y'all, enjoyed the video. Hope y'all took something from it, learned from it, and just continue to make wise decisions, man. Better decisions in your life. That's all I can really say. And always remember, prevention is the best cure. And subscribe to the YouTube channel at Alkaline Environment. Our website is right there at the bottom, alkalineenvironment.com. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and follow us on Twitter, all at alkalineenvironment.com. All right. So with that being said, peace, family. Y'all continue to have a blissful evening. I'm out.